Hey guys, it's Blue Kaboom here, back with another video, and today we are going to be starting our own series called Wheel of Mobile. Wheel of Mobile, you might say, that sounds a lot like Wheel of Mobile or Wheel of MMGs. It is highly based off of his series. So, of course, shoutouts to him, it's his idea, I'm just borrowing it. And of course, links to all his stuff will be in the description. Now, let's go over the rules real quick. On the first episode, players will start off with an all-silver team and get spins to upgrade the team. Players, you might say, well, MMG's series, only he does it. I modified it so that way more than one person could play together. So, you have to have at least 2 players, and currently, right now, the guy that I'm doing it with, there is only one of him in this series so far. So it would just be me and him. Let's continue on with the rules. Each player gets to start off with 1 spin each episode. Players earn extra spins based on how they play. If you scored 22 or more points in an all-pro head-to-head drive, you get 2 extra spins for that episode. If a player gets 14 to 21 points in head-to-head match, 1 extra wheel spin will be awarded for that episode. Less than 14 points, no extra spins from head-to-head will be given. After all players have done their spins, there is a league championship, or if there are not enough players for playing a championship in a league, face off in a head-to-head match in your league. So, for example, what I'm talking about, if there's only 2 players, just go ahead and play a player right here, such as we've already started a mini game to practice just with our silver teams. Here we go. If you win the championship, you will receive a free spin. A player can at most receive up to 4 spins per episode. Players are allowed to use coaches, however, no game plans are allowed to be used. When a player is not doing his or her spin, they are allowed to play the rest of the game, including live event, ticket tournaments, sets, etc., as long as they do not put players they are not gained from these spins on their team. If you get a spin that the player falls under, then the player can place him under the squad. And what I mean by that is, say I get, and we'll go to programs. Say I get a really nice top 100 player that I like. Well, and then I get a spin that would basically allow me to go buy a top 100 player. Instead of going and buying it, I could put that top 100 player on the team, even though he's from a set and not actually bought off the auction house. That's what that means. After 5 episodes, prestige will take place. A prestige is when you reset all your players back to silver players, except for 2 players that get to stay on the team or locked in. All previously locked in players. Locked in players are allowed to have the highest version of their card at all times. So what I mean by that is, let's see, what would be a good example? Okay, this Evan Ingram here. So we'll see, say, for one of my spins, I picked up this Evan Ingram right here, 86 overall. But then, a couple weeks later, and I prestiged him. Okay, a couple weeks later down the road, this Rising Stars Leonard Fournette, I'm bad. Leonard Fournette comes out. I could use him, upgrade him to be at his highest max card prestiged, if I so chose to. Now let's continue on with the rules. Locked-in players are allowed to have the highest overall version of their card at all times. In a pack opening spin, players are allowed to use all the players. This includes using the crappy cards or the silver, bronze, or whatever you don't need to use to level up other cards. If the overall spin, you get a high spin, a player is allowed to take a lower card that falls into the rest of the category of that spin and level him up to the level of that spin. If you cannot afford coin-wise the spin, do as much of it as you can, then that's all the player gets for that spin. If a player cannot afford any of this spin, he is to skip it, or a modification spin, or a modified spin again. The spin is not a complete refund spin. For example, if on the spin you get the player of the auction house, but the cheapest version is that player's not within the budget, you can refresh under the same requirements till you get a player in your price range. So then the rest of it just goes into the different spins. And so the wheel that we are using is right here. It has all the spins back on that list over there. And basically, once per day, spin this. Player head-to-head drives. You score 22 points or more, and you get 2 spins. If you score 14 to 21 points, you get 1 spin. If you score 14 or less, then no spins. And then we do a league championship, so to call it. We'll do a league championship, and then from that you can earn an extra spin. I believe that's it for now. I'll upload episode 1 shortly. And remember, based off of MMG's series, if you could, remember to like and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And if you guys have an Instagram, I do have an Instagram. It will be in the description as well. Alright, this is Blue Kaboom. Bye.